Alright guys, it's Thursday. Some of these clips are going to be like Thursday and Friday clips, but we got the 8N right there. It's being worked on a little bit because the belt loosened, so it's not charging with the alternator, and the battery's dead, so we got to jump it. But you know, it's not done yet, so we just have it out here, you know, working and shit. But I want to show you these 8Ns that we're parked next to. So right here we have an 8N with a flathead V8. This thing is so cool. Look at that, it's got dual vertical pipes. There's the owners right there. I like to show the owners just so, you know, they get the credit. Right here we got one that appears to be an inline 6. These are made possible with funk conversions. You know, these engines don't just bolt up. Over there we got a Ferguson, or no, it's not a Ferguson, it's an early 9N. And there was one with a really cool crawler track here. I think I have a photo I can throw up of it. That was probably being taken for a test drive right now, so yeah. And here we got my 8N. Here we've got a Ferguson TO20. This one's actually in pretty nice shape. You know, these Fergusons and the 8 and the N series are very similar tractors because, you know, Harry Ferguson and Henry Ford, they were kind of working together until that big lawsuit that happened. Here we got a Golden Jubilee. The Jubilees and the NAAs were what came after the 8N series. Look at this International 1066. This is one of my favorites of the International tractors. You just cannot beat these 1066s because, man, they look good. There's another one somewhere around here. I'll grab a video of that one too. It's a 1973. Oh yeah. I think is that 2 fuel filters? Hot damn. Or are those oil? Wait, no, those aren't fuel filters. Those are oil filters. My fault. But yeah, look at that. These things are just so tall. This thing's the tire is taller than I am. All right, we got the 8N right there. Sorry if it's a little noisy, but this is the crawler track 8N. It's a dozer. I don't see a front thing on it though, so they must have took it off. But isn't that just cool? You don't see many of those around. Okay, so Buckley is known for having a steam train, but they also do have this mini train called the Spirit of Traverse City. Here we have the snowmobiles. These are all ones from like the 60s and I think early 70s. You got a lot of Skidoo Olympics and Elans here. Even got a Polaris. And look at that, there's a little kitty cat too. Another one as well. There's a Rupp. Those things are really cool. I'll show you all that in a second. Look at that. There's even a Ski Whiz here too. I love those Ski Whizzes. Isn't that just a neat sled? And a chaparral too. Let's go look at that Rupp. Here's that Rupp. It's a 440. Pretty sure it's liquid cooled. Isn't that sweet? I bet this is the fastest sled here too. Twin pipes. Oh yeah. Look at that, we even got an Arctic Cat here. What's happening here is something called a spark show. Now Buckley has plenty of steam engines, and what happens during a spark show is you take a bunch of wood and you put it in the firebox of a steam engine instead of coal, and from what I hear, it makes these sparks. And it's actually something pretty cool to watch. I would totally recommend going to one if you're going to a Buckley event. Here we have something pretty cool. It's the water wheel. People can actually come by and take drinks from here. And the water actually does taste pretty good despite it being down like a PVC pipe and all that. It's actually pretty clean. It's actually one of my favorite, attractions there. It's just something cool. This building is called the Foundry. They take hot metal presses and press them into a shingle of wood. They are completely free. Here we also have something pretty common for Buckley, a gigantic steam engine. And this building is kind of just like a small farm equipment, like museum, I guess. Although for some reason I more saw a gigantic steam engine in there, a ton of things that looked like snowblowers but think they were actually rototillers, and some cool snowmobiles. Here's also this pretty cool V8 lawnmower I saw. Another one of my favorite attractions at Buckley is the tractor driving school, where you learn to drive a tractor on a John Deere B. I think they use the B for the hand clutch, in case y'all crash. There's also this pretty cool camper bus I saw here, even though it's not an attraction, it's just something I saw there. Oh yeah, and there's also what appears to be a built 454 inside an Alice Chalmers 45. Oh, and there is an international tow truck right there that has 6 axles. I have not a clue why they need all that. Here we have the 1907 Snow engine. This thing is pretty big, kind of like the guy that she tells you not to worry about. My question is, can it fit in a Miata? And last but definitely not least, you have their full-size steam engine. Here they give out free rides, but the rides can be pretty long, so you have to catch it at a good time. And the whistle is very loud, so I would try not to be next to it when you're whistling it. But it is a very cool experience. Alright, so I am home after that 3-day weekend at Buckley. And I will say, I did not cover every single thing that Buckley has to offer. There is a lot more to see at Buckley, like the general store, the just amount of tractors, and there's even a gigantic flea market. I will admit, I was a little lazy on recording, and I'm sorry. I cannot wait for Buckley Old Engine Show 2027. Oh, it's going to be so fun with the tractor actually running right. The tractor was running okay, but the carburetor was messed up a little bit on it, so you had to run it at more than half throttle or it would die out. And a lot of times you had to start it up a very specific way or else it would die 10 seconds later. But we have a carburetor on the way for it. I'm not going to make a video on that. But once it comes home next year-ish, I'm going to have a lot more videos, kind of like a guide on the 8N and everything. And it's going to be better content for the channel. I know that tractor inside now, so yeah. But anyways, that was my video on Buckley. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.